company. Where does that leave you?
I do have exciting news of my own, and I will enlighten you very soon.
Are you digging for dirt on me?
No.
Did Kane put you up to this?
Okay, what's it about?
Audra, there's something that you need to know about the kind of person she really is.
Hugs and smiles fill Sharon's place, but peace may be temporary in Genoa City. The spoiler photos for the Monday, January 26, 2026, episode of The Young and the Restless focus on a get-together at Sharon's, where there are hugs, smiles, and Sharon worrying. Sharon, Nick, Noah, and Sienna are gathered at Sharon's place. Nick looks healthier and mobile, but lingering questions remain. Sharon worries about Noah and Sienna's future after everything they've endured. The Y&R photos for January 26 include Sharon Case, hugging her son. Now that Victor, Eric Braden, has taken care of Roger Howarth's Matt Clark, hopefully, Sharon, Nick, Joshua Morrow, Noah, Lucas Adams, and Sienna, Tamara Braun, can mostly relax. The four are looking more peaceful. Even Nick, who is sporting a cane instead of a crutch, is looking better. It was rough going there for a while. And Sienna and Noah are sticking close together. Despite the smiles and hugs, there will be lingering drama and burning questions. Has Matt really been handled? According to the weekly spoilers, Sharon worries about Noah's future with Sienna. When a couple goes through intense drama, they may not come through intact on the other side. But there's also the fact that Nick was popping pills while he tried to take care of Matt himself. What's the status of his pain threshold? Will he become dependent on the pills he used to lessen the pain of his broken leg? Or is all of that mess behind him? The aftermath of a Genoa City storm is always complex. The thunder may have ceased, but the landscape is forever altered, puddles reflecting a changed sky, and residents left to rebuild on shaky ground. The harrowing saga of Matt Clark, a tempest of vengeance and psychological terror, has finally broken. The immediate danger has passed, but as the citizens of Genoa City emerge from their shelters, they are faced with a new, quieter challenge, the daunting task of moving forward. Four individuals in particular, Nick, Sharon, Noah, and Sienna, the path ahead is not a simple return to normalcy. It is a journey of reconciliation, self-discovery, and fragile new beginnings, each step documented in a poignant photo preview that hints at healing hearts and tentative hope. The eye of the storm, a collective trauma. To understand the significance of the after, one must first acknowledge the ferocity of the storm itself. Matt Clark was not a typical villain. He was a spectre from Sharon's past, a man whose life she tragically altered in a moment of postpartum crisis years ago. His return was a targeted hurricane, aiming to destroy Sharon by systematically dismantling the lives of those she loved most. He framed Nick for his own murder, orchestrating a scenario that saw Newman's heir arrested and publicly shamed. He psychologically manipulated Noah, exploiting the young man's grief and ambition to turn him against his own family, making him an unwitting pawn in a cruel game. And he ensnared Sienna, Noah's girlfriend, using her as another instrument of chaos. The trauma was collective. The Newman family, already fractured, was pushed to its brink. Sharon faced the terrifying consequence of a long-buried secret, fearing for her life and the safety of her children. Noah experienced the profound betrayal of being used to harm his mother, a psychological wound that cuts deeper than any physical threat. Nick battled fury and helplessness, wrongly imprisoned while a madman circled his family. And Sienna, an outsider caught in a family war, was left to question everything about the man she loved and the world she had entered. The storm didn't just pass over them, it reshaped their very foundations. A photo preview of Picking Up the Pieces. The upcoming photo preview for January 26 is a visual essay on recovery. Gone are the dark, claustrophobic shots of confrontations and threats. In their place, we see scenes bathed in the softer light of dawn, both literal and metaphorical. The images are less about action and more about interaction, about the silent language of bodies and glances that speak volumes. Nick and Sharon, the foundational repair. The most powerful images center on Nick and Sharon. One photo captures them not in a passionate embrace, but in a quiet moment at Crimson Lights. They sit close, her hand resting over his on the table. Their postures are not stiff, but there is a profound weariness in their eyes, a weariness that comes from having survived. This isn't chic reigniting in a blaze of romantic glory. It is something more mature and perhaps more enduring. It is two lifelong friends and co-parents who have seen each other at their absolute worst and best, reaffirming a bond that is unbreakable. They are leaning on the one person who truly understands the totality of the nightmare, each other. Another shot shows them outside, perhaps at the Newman Ranch, simply standing side by side, looking out at the horizon. It's a picture of solidarity, a silent pact to face whatever comes next, together. Noah and Sienna, navigating the wreckage. For the younger couple, the images tell a story of tentative navigation. A preview photo shows Noah and Sienna in a subdued conversation at the Grand Phoenix. The ease that once defined their relationship is replaced by a careful, painful honesty. Noah's expression is one of raw apology and shame, his gaze unable to fully meet hers. Sienna's face is a map of conflicted emotions, sympathy for the man she loves, but also the fresh memory of fear and deception. Another image might show them taking a walk, a physical attempt to move forward, their hands not quite clasped but fingers brushing, testing the connection. Their journey is about determining if trust, once fractured so spectacularly, can be rebuilt. Can their love story survive being a subplot in a horror story? Sharon and Noah, the maternal mend. Perhaps the most emotionally charged preview is of Sharon and Noah. After the revelation that Noah was Clark's puppet, their relationship faced its severest test. A photo hints at a long overdue conversation. They are in Sharon's home, the setting intimate and safe. Sharon's eyes are filled not with accusation, but with a mother's boundless empathy and concern. Noah, often the poised and confident son, looks like a chastened boy, his head bowed as he unburdens his guilt. This is the critical work of maternal forgiveness and filial remorse. Sharon must reassure her son that he was a victim, not a perpetrator. Noah must learn to forgive himself for being manipulated into hurting the person who would lay down her life for him. This mending is the cornerstone of the family's recovery. Moving forward does not mean moving on, and it certainly doesn't mean moving in the same direction for everyone. The photo preview suggests the beginning of distinct, yet interconnected, journeys. Nick Newman, protector to peace seeker. Nick's primary drive has always been that of a protector. The Clark ordeal highlighted his helplessness in that role, which for a man like Nick is a special kind of torture. Moving forward, we see him channeling that energy inward and toward Sharon. He is likely to take a step back from the cutthroat business wars with Victor and Adam, finding them hollow after a real fight for survival. His focus will be on stability, for himself, for Sharon, for his children. The preview suggests a Nick who is quieter, more reflective, and fiercely dedicated to safeguarding the peace they have just won. His path is toward a simpler, more authentic life, with Sharon as his chosen partner in that pursuit.